What's up, guys? This is the Fortune Fastlane YouTube channel. As the recession looms closer, it may be scary to think about the future of a new generation of children like you right now. However, we are doing our best to teach you early about how to build wealth so that you may avoid debt and can effectively budget for your futures. Point being, there's been a lot of demand for advice geared towards you in terms of what you could be doing right now to build your wealth, and what you should be doing to set yourself up on a trajectory to making as much money as humanly possible. Luckily for you, Fortune Fastlaner, we have 7 things you can do to build your wealth now. Now let's get into the video. So first, let's start right here. We truly want to build wealth. Then the best way is to start right here. Even though it might seem a bit subtle, there is always a reason behind every action. And this is what we tell everyone when anyone asks us how you could be successful or how you can set yourself up effectively as you follow your dreams. Don't take our advice without first reading this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Read the book, then come back and talk to us some more, because we can't break bad habits like you can. However, not everyone has the same mindset. There are some who think that in order to build wealth at any age, you need quite powerful intelligence and understanding of finance, as well as having his head on a swivel at all times. With the old age ideas of growing up, working hard, and being a good employee, doing the majority of your work comes crashing down. You can escape adulthood by devoting your time to pursuing your passions, developing new career paths, and passing that knowledge on to others. Plus, the best part about this is that technically, Think and Grow Rich is now considered public domain, which means you could just Google it and get it for free, or you could just watch it on YouTube. Think and Grow Rich focuses on success with each individual strategy broken down step by step. The manifesto not only includes thought exercises to help achieve potential, but also a biography of notable entrepreneurs that can be further applied or modified for you and your fellow teens. You can adapt this power and create success. You can manifest anything around you through your thoughts, which then leads to action, which then leads to results. So by reading this book, not only will you understand the concepts of mentally opening yourself up to community, but it will also serve as the entire foundation of building wealth and working with others. And secondly, if you want to build your wealth as a teenager, then there's really no other way around it. You gotta start making money. After all, you can't be super rich driving around Lambos one day without having any money. Maybe actually you can. But anyway, as long as you don't want to be that guy, then you'll need money. Now here's what we've seen when it comes to making money. You're first going to need to figure out how you're going to do it and which direction you're going to take. With so many opportunities available, you can get overwhelmed with the possibility of choosing the right one. Luckily, there are some rules to follow when selecting opportunities. Avoid specialization, trade, and working on your own. Trying affiliate marketing, setting your website up to sell e-commerce products and services, trying to flip houses, the YouTube algorithm. Maybe you want to focus on an industry that interests you, whether it be social media marketing, financial planning, or starting your own business. However, people won't always have the time for that, and some value learning about different types of projects. Figure out what you want to do and how you intend to make money, then start studying how to do that without spending a single dime. This part should be entirely free for you to do. Honestly, the only thing you need to know and get really good at is you using Google and YouTube. That's all. All you need to do is find the information, learn how to type out your questions on Google, click on websites, and then either read them or watch videos. So even if you're 14, non-working, with no experience and very little money, to have a chance of becoming wealthy, you have to have access to the internet. If you want to build your financial empire, you don't need to deal with complicated mumbo-jumbo and convoluted procedures. The easier it is to understand how wealth can be built, the better. We make it easy with a blog post so simple. It could easily be summarized with a Google search. Aside from having money, it's so important to start taking responsibility for your decisions at a young age. Having wealth insulates you from many dilemmas and can solidify the financial safety nets in place for yourself. So as soon as this video is done, take some time to figure out what you want to do and what you're interested in, and then start researching it. There is no shortage of information out there as well. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do and how much time you have. With little free time on your hands, spend the majority of your time investigating and researching that topic so that you can provide valuable education for your future audience. Third, once you find that idea or concept that you really like and find interesting, and then once you've researched it, now it's so important that you actually get some experience doing it. Because here's the thing. Reading about something and actually doing it firsthand are two entirely different things. Like, it's one thing to know, in theory, how something is supposed to work, but most of the time, it doesn't translate into actually doing that certain thing. It's true that there is never a better time to learn about something and get started than now. Success doesn't follow the trends, it starts them. So with the right mindset and clear goals, anything is possible. Most people are overwhelmed with their thoughts of constantly worrying and doubting themselves. They never know they're making the wrong decisions because they're not getting any wisdom or life experience. Once you know what's important to you, it becomes much easier to progress on your journey towards achieving your goals. This can be tricky because it's easy to spend too much time thinking about things that you don't want or need and not enough time focusing on what will make you richer. Instead, focusing on just the next step towards the goal and leaving everything else for later. Technology is changing the way that work can be done. With a YouTube channel, you don't know when your skill set will come in handy. Questions like, how can we get 1 million subscribers? Okay, we'll figure that out. Done. What mic do we need? Okay, we'll look out for that. Done. How do we edit the video? Okay, we'll figure that out. Done. How do we make a thumbnail? We'll figure that out. Just focusing on one. Fourth, learn from others. When it comes to that, sometimes the best experience that you could get is learning from someone who's doing exactly what you want to do. Usually, the best education you could get is working for someone else entirely for free and just observing what they do. You have to see firsthand exactly how a successful person operates his business, how he speaks on the phone, how he negotiates deals, and that sort of experience is invaluable. So here's our mentality with this during the first year. If you're trying something new, chances are you're not going to make a lot of money doing it. So you might as well just treat the first year as an opportunity to learn as much as you possibly can. And basically see it as though you're getting a college degree in whatever you want to do. In terms of actually doing this, we first recommend you find someone who's doing exactly what you want to be doing and then reading out to them and offering to work for free or to help them out in exchange for learning. But don't just message them saying something like, hey, I just want to find out how I can add value to you. Message me back because that says nothing about you. And there's no reason that these people should give a chance to a random stranger who just sends them an Instagram DM. But if you could find a way to effectively stand down or message someone who doesn't have a whole bunch of people hitting them up, then be confident that you will find someone who you can work for. And when you're reaching out to someone, really just be honest as you possibly can about absolutely everything as why you're interested in learning, why you picked them specifically, what you're doing about it already, and just explain that you want to work for free just in exchange for learning and getting to know the business. It's really as simple as that, and you will get a lot of notes along the way. People will not get back to you and they won't be interested, but eventually you will get a yes. We would do this at the same time as starting on your own and actually just doing it like if someone wanted to work underneath us. When we begin training, the person who's already out there doing what they want to do is much more likely to pay us a grade instead of the person simply sitting around waiting and hoping that someone will come along. It's so important that you show initiative early on. Don't wait for someone to say yes. Just go and actually do it. And then at the same time, if someone gives you a chance, and you can learn underneath them, then by all means, that's a good idea. So just start doing exactly what you want to do and reach out to other people at the same time who are already doing it, and just let it happen organically. Successful people often first find success in their teens. Teachers, friends, scouts, and parents can give you a head start on what to do with your funds and wisdom. Take all opportunities offered to you, but also build useful skills like sports or arts. But anyway, in this step, you're going to need to get as much experience as possible and do what you want to do if you're expected to get good at it, and therefore expected to make a lot of money doing it. Now, fifth, when it comes to this, we recommend that you try as many as you possibly can to figure out what you like and what you don't like. We think that you'll find really quickly that some of the careers you thought were so cool that you love to do just absolutely suck. Like maybe you really want to be a manager of a well-known brand, but then you quickly figure out that, wait a second, I don't like working Sundays, and that's a deal breaker for me. So you check that off the list. Or maybe you just try out a slightly different career path and you find out you end up liking that just way more. We believe that the more options you give yourself early on, the better the outcome will be. You'll be exposed to so much more. You will get such a wide variety of experiences. And really, from that, you'd be able to choose the best option that works for you. And the best part about this is that as a teenager, you have the time to try everything with zero downside. Like, so what if you spent a few months trying out a new job over summer break? If you don't like it, no harm, no foul, no big deal. Go and try something else. And it's not like you're taking away from a busy career or like a family and a wife and kids. Because chances are you're a teenager and you don't have a busy career and a family and wife and kids to take care of. Maybe, probably not. So anyway, give everything a shot and don't limit yourself only with one type of job. That's going to increase the likelihood of you finding the right career, doing really well at it, making a lot of money and building your wealth that much faster. And number 6, when you're a teenager now is the best time to take risks in your business and career and be totally fine in the event it fails. And if it doesn't do well, like most likely you could afford to lose absolutely everything. And it's not really that much, because probably you don't have a lot to begin with. Plus, you're gonna have your entire life ahead of you to come back even stronger for the way we see it. Your teenage years are absolutely the best chance at life to have everything to gain and pretty much nothing to lose. Like, don't do anything criminal or illegal, because if that's the case, then yes, you may have something to lose. But besides that, you could afford to spend some money and your time building up a career or a business. And if it fails and goes to the ground, then it's all good. You have time just to go and start another, and your risk tolerance is going to go down dramatically. Once you have more financial responsibility, add in rent or mortgage payments, car payments, health insurance, food, and everything else. And all of a sudden, you have a minimum income rate. Your bills can be paid, but you may feel restricted moving forward with new ideas, because you're considering the interest on your debts. As a teenager, your parents are probably paying for everything, so take advantage of their generosity and make sure to start making some money through these age-specific resources now. You only have a few years to learn the ropes before the college system becomes much more trickier. So now with that career advice out of the way, let's go over some of the financial habits that you will need early on to start building your wealth in your teens. The first set of good financial habits yearly on to treat this along to the same lines is diet and exercise, because the sooner you start these habits, the harder they're going to be to break, and the better the result you will see long term. These are the financial habits I really recommend you stick with. Always save a certain percentage of your income. No matter what, always track your income and expenses. Stay out of any consumer debt or credit card debt or any type of debt that costs you more money than what you're making from it. Then invest your money consistently long term, which I'm going to be discussing shortly. The second is to open up a secured credit card and build your credit score. Now, we have many videos we've already made on this that we are going to link down below in the description that goes through everything you will need to know. but we're just going to summarize some of here if you're under the age of 18. If your parents agree to consign for a low-limit credit card, and a credit card company offers one that you can consolidate the charges on, so it's easy to track and pay off, then use the credit card only to buy items that allow you to keep pace with debt repayment. Doing this will help accelerate wealth accumulation. If you are over 18, you can avoid carrying a balance and even issuing a personal line of credit. Personal secured credit cards offer complete flexibility with a $200 deposit available on a secured card. You can use this for anything from defense vehicles to household equipment you want without concerns about overdue balances. And with that, you did the same thing as above. Just put a small amount every single month on the car and didn't pay it off in full by the time it's due. This is going to be the very beginning to your credit history, and that will allow you to get the lowest interest rates possible anytime you go buy a house, get a mortgage, get an auto loan, financing business loan, or absolutely anything. This is all where it starts. In order to build wealth in your teens, open up a Roth IRA. By age 59 and a half, the account will be completely tax-free. Too late to make capitalizing on compound interest a priority. To count, $100 of investments at 16 years old is worth over $1,962 when invested at just a 7% return by the age of 60. Now for comparison, if you invest that same $100 at the age of 30 instead of at the age of 16, it's only going to be worth $761. So that means you have a huge advantage to starting this as soon as you can. Decide even earlier than this if that's what works for your family. It may seem strange to go into investments with less money, but it is a great way to save money for you in the long run. Another advantage of investing as a teenager is that the money contributed to a Roth IRA is paid for with after-tax dollars, so you can potentially offset taxes later on. So there is pretty much zero disadvantage to starting up a Roth IRA and your teens and contributing as much money as you possibly can. Now, technically, you need to be 18 years old or older to open up a Roth IRA, but you can ask your parents to consign with you and open up a custodial account. Also, another technicality when it comes to this is that you can only contribute money to this account. That is your earned income, meaning you cannot contribute money you are not declaring on your tax return as being your income. But as long as you're working like a part-time job or something over summers, or something that you could show on a tax return, then that's all you need. As you get older, like any other goal, you want to invest. Be patient with your stocks too. Robinhood has a good modus operandi for how to invest in the long term, and so does the market for sure. That's why you don't want to risk when your whole purpose in investing is long-term wealth building. This means that your investment will have more time to recover in price in the event the markets go down in the short term. It means you're less likely to emotionally buy or sell stocks with the expectation of earning quick money or not losing all of it. And that means you're likely going to be more rational about what you do and what you invest in. Basically, no matter what you invest in, here is our philosophy. Anytime we invest in something, we just forget like we have had that money in the first place. We act like it never even existed, and then they just wait the next 30 to 40 years for compound interest to do its thing. That's it. Now, obviously, if you're investing in real estate or trading stocks, then you might need to be just a little bit more involved. But still, just act as though that's not even your money anymore, and it's just locked up in a money investment jail for like 30 years. Or in other words, just don't touch it. All you need to do is buy and hold. Buy and hold. It's so simple. You buy and then you hold. That's it. If you could just get that concept down before the age of 20, you're going to be well on your way to a very, very prosperous future. So those would be my best recommendations as to how you can build your wealth in your teens. I'd really focus on trying to use this time as a way for you to build the best foundation possible, and then gaining as much experience as soon as you possibly can, either by doing it yourself or going and working underneath someone else who's doing what you want to do. That's going to give you the best chance of earning as much money as you possibly can without a super steep learning curve. And then by having more money, you're going to be able to better manage it by living below your means. Opening up a Roth IRA, securing your credit, investing long term, and also hugging it out so hard with the YouTube algorithm. So that's it for this video, Fortune Fastlaner. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon.